know it's more out there. And I'ma get it. Feel me? Opportunity to prison in my birthplace. Baltimore, you likely to catch your first case. We on a paper chase. No chances giving your future.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we come down now to the main event. This right here was for the XKO Lightweight Championship at 155 pounds. I have with me none other than Chris Pecero from the sparkling city by the sea, Corpus Christi. It's good to have you back, Chris. Always good to have you back. I tell you what, you brought a show, you brought a game, you brought, all I can tell you that it was a great show. You and Chris Jones getting it on. Now, I've got my notes right here, and I'm going to tell you right now. Nice little body slam that you put on him in the first round. It looked like you were showing your domain's control in the cage. How did you feel in the first round?
First round, I was, trying to take it, slowly or whatever, take it in and see what openings he presented and everything. When I got that takedown and felt pretty good, got a little control on the ground and, got some strikes and everything. And, I just wish I would have been able to capitalize more on each of those sequences or whatever and try to get a finish early. That's what I always want, Of course, that's what anybody
wants. Go home
wants
early.
For early finish, so.
Because a W is what it's all about. But you know what? I think in the first round you cut Chris Jones, did you not?
I believe so. I don't know if it was with the punch. Probably with the punch, something. Maybe when I was coming down from when I was standing up and swinging his legs and coming down. One of those punches maybe. But, I noticed the, blood or whatever.
There was blood, no doubt about it. And you know what I want to bring to you right now is that, Chris, you looked awesome in comparison to the last time I saw you. It seems like you've leaned up. I'm not saying you were fat, but, man, somehow or another, you look beautiful out there. Tell me, have you been changing the diet, working harder, what? I mean, or are my eyes deceiving me?
Yeah, a little change. Well, I've always tried not to eat so bad or whatever, but I was trying to clean it up even more, try to get everything real good. Thank you to the wife at home, always hooking me up with some good salads and everything. And so, and of course, trying to incorporate a lot of other different things in my training, to work on getting everything looking nice and good. But, I wish I would have been in even better shape, of course, all the time.
Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping around right now because we know what the end was. It was a controversial call in my heart. And I think in a lot of people's heart. And I think this man over here to my left might agree with me. Did he take a shot? Yeah, he took a shot. That's what the sport is made of. We're going to take shots. It's the ability to take a shot, rebound from it, cover up, maybe even take a couple of more, but to cover up. But in this case, it was stopped immediately with you still standing. And I tell you what, instead of me trying to give an editorial, I want to know what's going inside your mind whenever that was going on, Chris.
First off, I just want to apologize to the referee for I pushed him. I wasn't meaning to push him, but I was blocking, and Chris Jones was firing on me, and I'm waiting for my opportunity to strike back. I'm tired, so it was taking me a little longer. Right when I wanted to strike back is when he was stepping in, and so I was already going in. And I pushed him, and of course I'm upset, but Chris Jones was going off on me, and he was firing. I'm still standing, of course, and that's basically what it comes down to. I was just tired, and I should have fired off, so I can't blame anybody but myself, for not firing back. The referee makes his calls. It's a tough job to be referee. I had a couple words with him in there, and he said that my legs looked a little wobbly. And I'm like, well, I'm tired. If they look a little wobbly, it's because I'm tired, And then I was telling them, it's a title fight, man. You got to let us fight, And so, it's a tough job, though, for being a referee. I would never really want to be a referee and people looking down on me because it doesn't matter how many good calls you make. Everybody's going to remember the bad calls. And so, it's hard. It's tough, Of course, I would have liked to have continued fighting and see what I could have pulled out,
I got you. Well, you know what, Chris? I'm gonna tell you. I was at Matt's side. I wasn't even ringside. I was reaching up and I could touch the mat. When you guys came into the corner, my brother and I were sitting there watching you guys really kind of getting after it. I'm gonna tell you, I don't think your legs were wobbly. But then again, I'm not the referee and I don't have the great angle. I don't want to even counter that, but I just want to say I see a warrior in you. You heard the words that he said. He came here for one reason. He wanted to fight. Not fight for the sake of just fight, but fight for the sake of the sport. That's what you came here for.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me tell you this. With this, do you think that's a controversial call to the point that you would like to maybe just make a little small shout out, or maybe call out Chris Jones maybe for a rematch?
Well, of course, that's all up to Thomas and, how they want to get it going on. All I can do is just fight, If I have to work my way back up, whatever it is, I'll be ready to go whenever it happens. If it's 4 months from now, however long it may take for us to go at it again, I have no hard feelings towards Chris.
Sure.
It was talked about before the fight, us being friends and whatnot, but we're also professionals, and this is what we do. We compete, and we're in the same weight class, same organization, so we all want to be on top.
Well, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what the sport is, that they're gentlemen outside of the ring. They're warriors inside the cage when they step in. The friendships still exist. However, the show must go on, and that's what we bring to you. Today, I've taken a little extra time to give Chris a little bit extra time to really explain himself and let us know in our hearts what's in his heart, because as fight fans, we want to see the best. And I tell you what, Chris, in the second round, beautiful, awesome display of boxing. Both of you guys went after it. You guys were striking, and you guys didn't play at all.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, we're trying to go at it. I always go back to feeling hard on myself. Everybody tells me not to feel hard on myself, but I know what we strive for, and we strive to be technical. We're from American Revolution, back in Corpus Christi, and I made a lot of mistakes, striking. You might see from afar, it's like, oh man, it looks good, but I feel myself getting a little too loose, a little too, loopy and things with my punches, and I wish I would have been more on. I wish I would have committed more, but what can you do? As long as the fans are happy, though, I'm happy. But
No, I tell you what, the fans got their money's worth. Did we get a complete decision? I don't think we did, Chris. And I'm not saying that just for the sake of trying to say it. I think that you are a lot more than what I saw in there. I thought there was another good round and a half left in you. I think you could have come out harder. I don't know what the decision would have been, but I tell you what, to that point, I think it was a coin toss.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there was a second win that was about to come in eventually. Because that's the way it always in. Everybody, if you're a tough fighter, you train everything. Eventually, that second win's gonna kick in. I was starting to get a little bit going down, and I would have very much liked to finish strong for everybody.
Well, I know you always say give a little shout out to the wife. How about the kids in addition to that, or do you want to give a bigger shout out to the wife?
Well, of course, the wife for all the hard work she puts in, everything day in and day out, putting up with everything that goes on, the training. Us fighters, we put in a lot of time, and we have to make sacrifices. The wife has to make sacrifices, and the little ones, of course. Oh man, I have Cash Eric is my firstborn. Cash Eric Pecero. He's going on 2, and just this March 3rd, had my second son, Saku Element Pecero. Named him after the great Kazushi Sakuraba. And so, me and my training, at first I had that nickname Sakuraba. Everyone would call me Saku, so I passed it on to little man. Okay. And those guys, of course, they're why I do this. It's hard training and spending time away from them, and I try to spend as much time as I can with them, and so I can't wait, to get back home to them.
Well, I tell you what, I wish it was going to be a little better ride all the way back down to the sparkling city by the sea. But I tell you what, carry the joy back with you of at least being asked to fight for the championship. And we have none other than a scholarly gentleman, Chris Pecero himself. We're going to wish you well wishes. We want to see you back here. Hopefully we get that rematch. Hopefully you climb back in the cage with Chris Chris Smith and Chris Jones. I'm sorry I said that. My bad. Chris Jones. And we could want to get the right person in there. But anyway, until our next. That's right. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking to Chris Jones next, okay? Stay tuned.